Hi everybody, this is Alice, Bejeweled Hedgehog, here with Cast Off Tuesday on Thursday. um, as usual, I cannot ever manage to do anything on time. My apologies to Laura, Sweet Pagan Rose, and to my subscribers, because for me, Tuesday seems to occur on a lot of other days of the week. But please be patient. My goal, my video goal, is to put something up next week. Anyway, let's see. Getting to the point. I didn't do a whole lot this week, so let me just quickly go through and show you. I have shown this in another video. This is in my Crochet Zombie fashion show, where I collected up everything that I had done from Laura's patterns and showed them in one video. So I'll just quickly show this. And you know, this is her, brainless here. This is her ribbed reversible beanie. Of course, I just reversed it. And I like the way this is self-striping yarn. And I really like the way it turned out. And I think the self-striping yarn, this particular type of yarn, goes very well with the reverse side. And this hat, as soon as I wore it, was claimed by my sister, and I held on to it saying I had to show it in my video, but now it's been shown, so it is goodbye. Okay, the next thing is the ribbed reversible beanie again. And this one, I liked the ribbed side better than the reversible side because it's too busy on the reversible side. Okay, now on to things I haven't shown before. This is just I love teal and bright colors. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep this for myself or give it away, but I made a big, gigantic teal tam. Came out a little bigger than I had thought because the yarn was like, you know, one size up from the yarn that the pattern called for, and so I started deviating from the pattern to the point where there's really no point in posting it because it became freestyle very, very quickly. So there you go, and this is Knit Picks. Swish, which is their washable wool, DK, and the color is Marina. And it's a little greener than the camera is showing, but it is bright. It is vibrant and bright. Okay, this one, I made a hat that I'm going to show last. That frustrated me, and it is, in the words of another YouTuber, an epic fail, I think. I'm going to ask for your opinions on it. But anyway, I was kind of miffed, and I didn't feel like crocheting after that. Then I saw Jen Likes Yarn, and she had done a pattern for a slouchy beanie. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, that just looks so simple and soothing. So I more or less followed her pattern. This is, I'll put the links to everything below. This is my version of Jen Likes Yarn Slouchy Beanie. The row count is different because even though I used a worsted weight yarn and whatever hook size she recommended, I have very loose gauge, very loose tension. So I kind of go by measurement. I measure the crown across. For a standard beanie that's not going to be tight, I just do 6 inches. And when I get there, I get there. And then I ran it down kind of long. And then at the bottom, she did the back loop crocheting and I did the back post crocheting. So here is that hat, and you can kind of see the slouch right there, and I really like it. And as you can tell, I've sort of had a thing for this color recently. This is Knit Picks Brava, which is an acrylic yarn in worsted weight, and the color is called Tide Pool Heather. And it is very pretty. I'm going to try up close. It's not really showing the heathering. I have found that when acrylic yarns try and do heathering, it doesn't come out quite as well as when wool does. Heathering is when you seem to have multiple colors woven together in the same strand of yarn. But you know, this is kind of nice. I like it. Okay, here is dun, 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 the hat. First of all, I want to do a shout out to two people. Dragon Chick 19, because she's been working on a blooming flower pillow, or blooming flower cushion, I think the pattern is called, and I'll post the link to that below. And the pattern, when you go to the website for it, it was originally a dish rag from some very old pattern, and then the person whose blog the pattern is on converted it into a cushion, which Dragon Chick is working on. And then Dump for Stump, Bruno, decided to make his into like a table centerpiece. And both of their projects turned out beautifully, doing it as a pillow or converting it into a centerpiece. But me, being the hat addict, tried to make it into a hat. And I consider my success kind of mixed. I made it into a beanie, and I just cannot decide whether this is the goofiest looking hat or not. I put it on, and somehow it just did not do anything for me. So, not minding the strings here. This is what it looks like. I mean, from the front it just looks like a beanie with some stuff poking out. And let me zoom you around. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, okay, let's see how I can get... There we go. Trying here. I think I'm showing you the back of it. Ah! Directionally challenged. No coordination, but you get the idea. Anyway. So there it is, and I just cannot decide what I want to do with this thing. Whether I want to completely unravel it, or whether it is kind of cute, and whether, you know, it might, I don't know if I would wear it, but it's one of those things that, you know, I might give as a gift. It's not really going to, I don't know, I mean, I would kind of made it with the idea that it would be a spring hat, but I made it out of wool. It is sport weight wool. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about heathering. The color, I believe, is called Sprinkle. And the overall color is a lavender. But it is just this beautiful, in the lavender purple are, you know, like violets and reds and magentas and greens all mixed together. And it's really very pretty. And of course it is Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes, sport weight. I just can't decide. You know, I wanted to have nifty little spring hats to kind of give as spring gifts. So, I don't know, you guys tell me, should I unroll it and try it again? Make something else out of it? I had an idea that I would use a lighter weight yarn. I would use a fingering weight, and instead of making it into a beanie, that I would make it into a tam. So I just have this wide, flat, round flower, and then just pull it down and stick a little brim on it. So, anyway, oh, one more thing. I got some yarn from my sister. My lovely, lovely sister. My sister is a yarn addict who does not do any yarn-based crafts. So I end up with a lot of yarn. And she gave me this wonderful yarn. And you can see I made this little beanie set from it. Beanie and scarf. I'll show you the scarf. Ah, it's stuck on my ring. Okay, I'll show you the scarf in a minute. I don't often use, I consider this kind of a fun fur, even though it's not fur, it's novelty yarn, that's it. I don't often use novelty yarn, but I'm very impressed with this. I did absolutely nothing with this except a simple double crochet beanie, which could be, you know, very boring if it were in like a, you know, flat, ordinary yarn. But it turns out to be so pretty because it is in this spiffy yarn. And I saved a little snippet of the yarn, yes I did. So you can see what it looks like. It's so pretty. It looks like, you know, little multicolored flowers are on it. I just love it. And I still have several skeins of it left. They're very small skeins. And the brand is, here it is. Festival Mix Fiber. It says polyester acrylic 50 grams, and then beyond that, other than saying mixed yarn assortment, it does not give a color. But I also have some where the base, instead of being, you know, white thread with the little tufts on it, is brown. Then I made a scarf, and again, this is a scarf that is simple, 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 simple. It is just double crochets, and it's very, very long. And when you hold it up to the light, you can see it has a nice open work lacy pattern, which would make it perfect for just slightly chilly spring days. of which we are not having, by the way, and I don't see it in the next, foreseeable week's forecast. So I feel a little sad. There's no way I will be wearing this. But I made this one for myself, and it's lightweight, and it's fluffy, and it's beautiful, and I'm probably going to make 3 more scarves for the nieces since I have enough yarn left. Okay, that's it. I am making a blanket. I showed you the yarn in one of my haul videos, and my youngest niece, whose birthday is in May, saw the yarn and immediately, it was yarn that of course my sister gave me, said she wanted a blanket for her bed or her beanbag chair out of the yarn. Her bed is a full-size bed, so when the blanket is done, if she's going to use it on her bed, I want it to be able to cover the top of it. And here it is. And I know it doesn't look like I've gotten a whole lot done on it, but I went through like 3 different pattern iterations before here's the right side, before I decided on this one. So it's been, done and then ripped out and done and then ripped out, and then this is just a simple granny square that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until I run out of yarn. That's basically how that goes. So I will show my progress on this every week because her birthday is in May, and I have craft ADD and I skitter all over the place. So I just have to keep reminding myself it's really very simple crocheting. It's mindless crocheting. So if I want to watch something, then it's the perfect thing to sit down and do. So knowing that I have to show this every week will hopefully inspire me to sit down and do it. Okay, now for my craft that is not a, yarn craft. This is a piece of jewelry that I made. Okay, it's just probably not going to, feels kind of weird sticking this up to where my chest is, but anyway. Okay, coordination, there we go. What this basically is a purchased pendant, and the background, which is clouds, and I just don't know how to get this to focus very well, even with my total lack of coordination there, is just plain old cloud-based printer paper, the kind that you might use for kids' invitations, or something. And then the balloon is a downloaded picture with rhinestones added to it. And then the birds, which you can't see that well, but they are little bluebirds with glitter on them, were cut out of a vintage greeting card. And then I just added a dangle of a little tiny copper bird with Swarovski crystals. So there you go, and it's just not showing all that well. And then purchased to go with it, just kind of funny, there's one of those funny strokes of luck. I was browsing things on Etsy and I found this ring. This ring is from an Etsy seller, Miss Bluebird and Oscar. It is a bluebird. I think it perfectly matches the bluebird on the pendant. And so I bought it, and I've put her link below. In fact, I've put the link specifically for this ring, although you can use that link to go through her store and, browse her other things. I think it's just adorable. It's plastic. It's very sturdy. No part of it will snap off. It's on a silver adjustable ring back, and I absolutely love it. And then last... Okay, I went to do a crochet pattern, and I discovered something that probably most people know, but I didn't know. And that is that a G, there's a gap in the G, between the G and the H hook. If you look at your hooks right here, well, a G is a 4 millimeter. It says so right here. And H is a 5 millimeter. And this pattern called for a 4.5 millimeter. I'm like, what? Is there some alphabet letter between G and H that I've just never really recognized? No, there's not. This is called a 7. It's just a plain old 7. Anyway, I did not know this. In my crocheting world, I had a 4.5 millimeter hole in my life. and now I have filled it with this hook that I got on eBay. So now my crocheting life is complete. So with that, everybody have a wonderful Tuesday on Thursday. I will see you next week. Oh, and there is one quick addition. There are things that I'm supposed to have mailed out to people, including the prize for my giveaway. Let me just give you a tip. Never, never, never put anything in your trunk to keep it safe until you go to the post office, because very bad things happen with trunks and memory, okay? So I am so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I'm going to throw in some little extra goodies to apologize for everybody that was supposed to get something, and it is safe. It is secure. Okay, but it is not mailed yet. Okay, sincerest apologies. Happy crocheting. Bye.